Hey friend, let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself looking at another entrepreneur's business and thinking, maybe I should be doing that instead? Maybe you've jumped from offering services to creating courses to using 5-day challenges to launching live, only to find yourself exhausted and wondering why none of them seem to take off. What if I told you that the reason that didn't work wasn't because you didn't try hard enough or because your chronic illness got in the way? It's that you were trying to implement a strategy at the wrong time for where you are right now. Today, I'm sharing the decision-making framework that's helped my clients pick the right business strategies for their current season, one that honors your true capacity instead of forcing you to hustle. So grab your cozy blanket and let's talk about finding the right strategy for exactly where you are right now. Welcome to Chronic Illness CEO, where we're ditching the hustle culture and rewriting the rules of entrepreneurship to work for us, not against us. I'm Jessica Brown, a business strategist who knows firsthand what it's like to grow an online business while managing chronic health challenges. If you're done with cookie cutter advice that keeps you trapped in the cycle of push, crash, and flare, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll explore practical growth strategies for creating sustainable success. So grab your cozy blanket, your favorite warm drink, and let's discover what's possible when we stop fighting against our bodies and start building businesses that truly support our lives. You know what's frustrating about being an entrepreneur with chronic illness? Scrolling through social media and seeing all these different business strategies that appear to be wildly successful. There's the course creator who launches once a year and seems set for life. The membership owner who's built this amazing recurring income. The coach who scaled with group programs and barely works with clients one-on-one anymore. And if you're anything like me, you've seen their successes and think, why can't that be me? Their marketing looks so put together. The money seems to flow in effortlessly. And they definitely don't look like they're struggling with energy crashes or brain fog. What we don't see is the journey behind that success. We don't see the 40-plus hour work weeks, the team supporting them, or the 6 figures in ad spend. We don't see the failed launches and experiments that led to finding what actually worked for them. And even though I know all of this, I've still chased after that golden ticket strategy I hoped would propel my business forward. Live streaming, workshops, webinars, podcasts, social media, you name it, I've either tried it or obsessed over learning about it. But here's what I finally realized. When I tried to force strategies that weren't right for my current energy capacity or business stage, I inevitably crashed. It wasn't until my recent health crisis, when pushing through was no longer an option, that I developed a framework to help me make better decisions. Today, I'm going to walk you through this right strategy, right time framework that's become an essential part of how I work with clients on our Sustainable CEO Strategy Days. This simple but powerful tool will help you make strategic decisions that honor both your business goals and your body's needs. Think about the last time you invested in a new business strategy or tool. Maybe it was a course on launching a membership, software to automate your marketing, or working with a coach. How did you make that decision? Was it because you saw someone else having success with it? Was it because you were feeling desperate for a solution that would work with your fluctuating energy? Or was it because you did a careful analysis of your current capacity, your stage of business, and your long-term goals? If you're like most entrepreneurs I work with, it was probably a mix of hope, desperation, and whatever was trending in your social media feed. And friend, I get it. When you're managing chronic illness alongside a business, there's this constant anxiety that you need to find the perfect strategy to make up for your limitations. I remember sitting on my couch during a particularly bad flare, scrolling through Instagram and seeing a post about how memberships create consistent passive income. The idea of money coming in even when I couldn't work was so appealing that I immediately signed up for the free program that was part of their launch that would lead ultimately to their online course and then their membership. Did I stop to ask if I had the energy to create all that content? Nope. Did I consider whether my business was at the right stage? Not at all. I was making a business decision based entirely on my fears and limitations rather than what was actually right for me at that time. And honestly, even though I loved the training and I loved the program that I was in, I never finished it. And it left me more exhausted and discouraged than before. I share this because I know so many of you have been there before. You've made decisions out of fear rather than strategy. Or you've had these hopeful aspirations that you're just praying will work. You've tried to force approaches that weren't right for your current capacity. You've wondered what's wrong with you when strategies that work for others don't work for you. And that starts a whole lot of feels. But there's nothing wrong with you. You just need a framework to help you make decisions that honor both your ambitions and your reality. Let's start with a simple truth. Different business strategies work better at different stages of your business journey. What might be a perfect approach for when you're just starting out could be completely wrong when you're getting ready to scale. That's why before we dive into the right strategy, right time framework, it helps to understand where you are on what I call the sustainable CEO pathway. This pathway represents the journey from merely surviving in your business to truly thriving in a way that's sustainable for your health. Now, there are 5 key stages: survive, stabilize, strengthen, scale, and ultimately thrive. Each stage has different priorities and requires different strategies. Now, don't worry, we'll dive deeper into these stages in future episodes. But for now, just know that understanding your current stage is the foundation for making good strategic decisions. Now let's talk about the right strategy, right time framework itself. This is one of the key tools we use during the Sustainable CEO Strategy Days to help entrepreneurs filter their decisions and focus on what actually works for them right now. The framework consists of 3 essential questions that act as a filter for every business decision you make. And spoiler alert, this framework can actually work for all areas of your life, not just your business. So question number 1, does this align with my current capacity and energy levels? This question is all about being honest about your energy reality, not the energy you wish you had or hope to have someday, but the energy you actually have right now. When considering a new business strategy, ask yourself, how much upfront energy will this require? What ongoing energy commitment will be needed? Does this have flexibility for low energy days or flares? And how quickly will I see a return on my energy investment? For example, launching a new course typically requires a significant upfront energy for creation, followed by intensive marketing and delivery. If you're experiencing frequent flares or have limited energy reserves, that might not align with your current capacity, even if it could be great for you in a different season. On the other hand, optimizing a service you already offer to be more profitable and less energy intensive might be perfect for your current capacity, even though it's not as exciting as launching something new. Question number 2, does this move me closer to my most important goals right now? This question helps you focus on what matters most in your current stage, rather than getting distracted by what others are doing. So ask yourself, what is the most pressing need in my business right now? Will this strategy help me solve that specific problem? Is this aligned with where I am on the sustainable CEO pathway? Or am I trying to skip ahead to a stage I'm not ready for yet? If you're in the early stages of the sustainable CEO pathway, your most important goal is most likely creating stable income. Then improving your core services and creating better boundaries might be the right strategy, even though it's not as exciting as creating passive income products. If you're further along, your goal is to reduce direct client hours, then creating a small group program or a digital product might be exactly the right move. Question number 3, is this the most effective use of my resources at this stage? This final question is about making sure you're getting the biggest impact for your limited energy, or it's your return on investment. Consider, is there a simpler way to achieve the same goal? What is the energy to impact ratio for this strategy? Are there foundations I need to build first? And what's the opportunity cost of focusing on this instead of something else? For instance, if you're considering building an elaborate funnel to sell a digital product, but you don't yet have an email list or consistent content, your resources might be better spent building those foundational pieces first. I saw this play out beautifully with a client who came to me frustrated about her inability to create digital products. For years, she had been providing one-on-one services and was mostly trading time for dollars. She desperately wanted to create digital products for passive income, but she was so busy with her client work that she never had the time or energy to create them, let alone market them. When we applied the right strategy, right time framework for her situation, we realized what she needed first wasn't a course creation strategy. It was systems and boundaries to free up her capacity. Though she had consistent income, she didn't have consistent time to spare or energy remaining. So we started there. We put together automated systems for client onboarding and created clear boundaries around time and communication. These seemingly small changes made massive difference. They freed up the capacity she needed to finally think beyond her one-on-one services. For years, she had wanted to create digital products, and for years, she had beaten herself up over never launching one. But the truth was, she wasn't at the right stage or season in her business to do so. Once we helped her build the proper foundation with a few small tweaks, she finally had the capacity to create and launch the digital products she had been dreaming of. That's the power of the right strategy, right time framework. It helps you identify what you truly need right now, rather than what you think you should be doing based on what others are doing. Let me share how this framework looked in practice when I was deciding to restart my business this year after my health crisis. I was considering several options. Did I want to go back to offering one-on-one consulting services? Did I want to create some type of course or digital products? Did I want to start a podcast and just start with that to begin with? Did I want to go back to building up my membership community that I had previously? For each of those options, I ran it through those 3 questions. So for the podcast option, question number 1, While it required consistent energy, I could batch record episodes during higher energy periods and take breaks when needed, and then schedule it and have it reach out to the masses. Question number 2, it aligned perfectly with my goal of reaching more people while establishing my authority in my niche. And number 3, it was an effective use of my resources as it allowed me to create long-form content once and reach many people. And I knew I needed to do that first before I created any products or courses or membership. The other options didn't align as well with my current capacity, goals, or resources. Not at this time. Some required too much upfront energy, others didn't have the audience foundation needed to succeed, and others would have trapped me in trading time for money when I needed more flexibility. Based on this analysis, starting this podcast was clearly the right strategy for me at that time. And you know what? It's been one of the best decisions I have made. Not just because it's been successful, but because it's been sustainable for my health. When you run your business decisions through these 3 questions, you'll often find clarity about whether a strategy is truly right for you right now, or whether it might be better saved for a future season. And that's exactly what we do together during the Sustainable CEO Strategy Day. We look at your unique business, your energy patterns, and your goals to determine what strategies make the most sense for where you are right now. And if you think about it, the right strategy, right time framework works beautifully alongside the 4P Ops plan we discussed last week. When you're in the priority phase, these 3 questions help you determine what actually deserves your focus. During the pace phase, they help you align your strategies with your energy reality. As you pivot, they give you a clear filter for which adjustments make the most sense for your business now. And ultimately, they help you find peace by giving you the confidence that you're focusing on the right things, even when they differ from what other people are doing. If you're thinking, this framework sounds exactly like what I need, I want you to know it's one of the key tools we use through my Sustainable CEO Strategy Days. During these personalized strategy sessions, we take a deep dive into your specific business, energy patterns, and goals to create a custom plan that works for your unique situation. But as you consider that, let me give you a simple next step to start applying this framework right now. This week, I want you to think about that one business strategy or idea you've been really wanting to implement. You know the one. Maybe it's creating a digital product, starting a podcast, offering group coaching, or launching a new marketing approach. We all have that thing we've been dreaming about and haven't quite gotten to yet. Find a quiet moment when you're feeling relatively well, grab a notebook, and run this idea through the 3 questions of the right strategy, right time framework. Number 1, does this idea align with my current capacity and energy levels? Not what you hope your energy will be, but what it actually is right now. Number 2, does this move me closer to my most important goals right now? Not someday goals, but what your business truly needs in this season. And number 3, is this the most effective use of my resources at this stage? Or are there other foundational pieces I need to put in place first? Be really honest with yourself. If you answer no to any of these questions, that doesn't mean you should abandon the idea completely. It simply means it might not be the right strategy for you right now. Maybe it's something for a future season when your energy is different or when you've built more foundational elements. This framework isn't about limiting your dreams. It's about timing them right so you have the best chance of success without draining you. If you'd like to go deeper with this framework and get personalized guidance on choosing the right strategies for your unique business and health situation, I'd love to invite you to check out the Sustainable CEO Strategy Day. You can visit chronicillnessceo.com to learn more about how we work together to design a business that truly supports your life. The right strategy at the right time can make all the difference between struggle and sustainable success. You don't have to do all the things. You just need to do the right things at the right time for you. In our next episode, I'll share the mindset shift that transformed how I view my body, from seeing it as a limitation to recognizing it as my most valuable business asset. This perspective changed everything about how I approach my business, and I can't wait to show you how this shift might be the missing piece in your journey too. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you're loving this episode and want to help more entrepreneurs with chronic illness discover that they don't have to sacrifice their health to build a successful business, and it would also be a huge help for this new show, I've got 3 quick ways you can help. First, hit that subscribe button. It makes sure that you don't miss any upcoming episodes and lets this platform know that our content is worth sharing. Second, if you're feeling extra generous, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Those ratings and reviews aren't just nice to read, although they totally make my day. They actually help push this podcast up in the algorithm so other entrepreneurs with chronic illness can find our cozy little community. And finally, if you know another business owner who's tired of the push, crash, flare cycle, share this episode with them because, friend, everyone deserves to know that there's a better way to build a business that truly supports their life. Until the next time, I'm wishing you a gentle day.